Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin James and I'm currently based in Austin, Texas. I received my undergraduate degree from the University of Texas at Austin in American Studies. And while I was there, I realized that I wanted to work in higher education. So with that, I worked as a student in a peer advising office, and so that's kind of how I saw that that could be a career of mine in the future. So um, after a year as an admin working at the university, I became an admissions counselor. I've now done that for 3 years now. I'm about to start my fourth cycle, which is kind of crazy to think about. But it's something that I've really enjoyed doing, and I never really knew that it was a career that I guess was even possible. I didn't, when I was going through the college search process, my mom wasn't too knowledgeable. She'd never gone to school or gone to college, and my dad was not really involved, and so um, that was kind of one of those things where, oh, I didn't realize that that person was really crucial to that kind of college experience. So um, I've really, like I said, I've really enjoyed it. I think that one of the things that I want to do is, after I've achieved my master's, maybe apply to assistant director positions or maybe switch over to academic advising. I haven't decided if that's something that I want to do, but or even hopefully run maybe a success program or a program of my own, which would be really great, whether it be at the university or maybe move elsewhere. So um, one of the things that I really enjoy about working as an admissions counselor is that I have a great deal of impact on the students that um, help shape the university's reputation and the things that they can achieve through all the resources that they have access to. The idea of diversity at my institution is, of course, very important. At UT Austin, we're impacted by the top 10% law, or we change it a little bit just to make sure that we have a different representation for our freshman class, but we still, for this next year, it's top 8%. Um, and so that is created by the legislature to have a wide representation for students all across Texas, so regional diversity, but also um, a difference in backgrounds, and it's meant to increase that kind of diversity. So that's one of the things that we have to achieve, but it hasn't always traditionally worked in that way. We still want to be able to create access for all types of students, and so that's one of the things that we have to abide by. So as an admissions counselor, my role is really important because we are striving to create a diverse class, but also the most highly academically qualified class too. So knowing that I have an impact on that is pretty important to me, and I think that that's kind of neat to see that the work that I've done is displayed through the work that some of the students are able to achieve by the time they're able to graduate, hopefully in 4 years. So one of my greatest strengths, though, is being able to build a relationship with my students, no matter what their background is, or where they come from, what they're trying to go into, or the barriers that they're having to break down in order to apply to the university as well, or feel that they can achieve that goal. And so what's neat for me is that I'm able to make UT, this big university, feel a lot smaller for them and be the person that can answer those kinds of questions and not feel like they have to jump through so many hoops to be able to have the things that they want to happen and achieve those. So that's kind of one of the things that I really enjoy is especially creating that relationship with them to help them advocate for themselves through their resumes and their essays, and just seeing them complete a college application. That's pretty cool feeling for me, to see that they're striving towards their future educational goals. In the relationships that I build with students, like I said, one of the things that really stood out to me was this past year. I had started working with a student even at the beginning of, or the end of her junior year in high school when I went to visit students, and we started working together. She was asking me a lot of questions about the application process, and I was able to invite her to a UT football game as kind of a recruiting event. And so we had kind of programming for that. She had a really good time. And then she told me a little bit about her story while we were waiting for her mom to pick her up in Austin. And she told me a lot about herself. She was a high achieving student. She was ranked sixth in her class at a really tough high school that didn't have a very strong college going culture. And she was, on the dance team. She was involved in a lot of great things on campus. She was doing a pharmacy tech program as well. So really high achieving student, first generation college student too. Her parents didn't speak any English. And so she was telling me the fact that she had to work, and her mom, she didn't really get to see her mom a lot because they were kind of trading shifts. And so um, she said that in her job, she sometimes wouldn't get home until 11 o'clock because she was helping clean office buildings alongside her mom. And the people at this one particular office that she was helping clean, I guess, had thrown a party that day. And she said that she spent like an extra hour having to work because they'd thrown confetti all over the ground. And, it was really hard to vacuum and clean it all up and get it clean for the next day. And the fact that she, was telling me about this and then thinking about the people who, help us do the jobs that we do that we don't always recognize or maybe that we don't think about. And that this 17-year-old girl who's trying to go to college and is trying to help raise money to help, support her family. And these are the tiny things that really make an impact to her. So just confetti on the ground in an office building, it's something that you don't think about until you hear it from the other side, from that person having to do the work to clean it up for you. And I'll never forget that moment where it just made a really huge impact on me in trying to see that her story was spoken through and that she was going to hopefully never have to do that in the future. That she can, work to be a neuroscientist just like she hopes to do in the future, and create a brand new lifestyle and a path for her, that, and she can be really successful and that UT Austin can help her do that. So that was really poignant, a really poignant moment for me, just as an admissions counselor, hearing these students' stories and their backgrounds, and it kind of gave me a little bit more passion to keep me motivated and do what I do with all the students that I work with, no matter where they're from. So this, I believe that a great education should be available to anyone who wants to achieve it, and that a student, no matter what their background, should aspire to those types of opportunities, that they can break down the barriers that may have been in place previously, whether it be based on their race or their income level or their situation that they have, that everything that they're able to do as a higher education professional and advocate, that I'm able to do everything in my power to help these students who have come from different backgrounds than myself to do those kinds of things that they want to achieve. And so that's something that's truly important to me, and to be able to feel comfortable to ask questions and complete that degree. So I'm looking forward to class with everyone this year, and to learning about everyone's opinions, and really creating this hopefully comfortable and open format where we learn from each other and are able to appreciate diversity and what it means to us and in our workplace within the higher education system. So thanks, and good luck this semester.